Listen to this. A groundbreaking study, suppressed by nearly every major medical journal, led to a young neuroscientist being threatened, his career all but destroyed, simply for uncovering one chilling truth. A common morning mistake, made by 99% of seniors, is turning your blood into thick, sluggish syrup, silently accelerating joint decay, memory loss, and a host of other torments by a staggering 80%. They don't want you to know this. The multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical industry, the hospitals that profit from your endless suffering, the doctors who are trained to manage symptoms, not cure causes, they want this secret buried forever. You know the feeling, don't you? That first moment you wake up, and your body feels like it's been poured into a mold of cold concrete overnight. Every joint, every muscle, screaming in protest. You shuffle to the bathroom, hunched over like a question mark, before you've even had your coffee. Remember when you used to leap out of bed? Now, just turning over requires a strategic plan and 5 minutes of groaning preparation. This isn't just getting old. This is a betrayal, orchestrated by forces you don't even see. Think about it. The floor. Once a neutral surface. Now, it's inaccessible territory. You drop your keys, your reading glasses, a spoon. They stay there. Forever. Or until someone else, often a frustrated grandchild, sighs and picks it up for you. That burning humiliation, the hot flush of shame, as a tiny child watches you struggle, unable to simply bend down. Your knees creak like rusty dungeon doors. Your spine feels like a cracked fishbone ready to splinter. Your hips lock, forcing that painful limp, making you feel like a cripple just trying to stand up straight. You see the pity in their eyes, the unspoken thought, Grandpa/Grandma is broken. It breaks your heart. It's not just physical pain, it's the pain of lost dignity, the constant reminder of what you used to be. And it spreads, doesn't it? That feeling of being fragile, exposed. It steals your joy, one outing at a time. The simple invitation to a family dinner becomes a source of dread. Oh, I can't, dear, I'm just too tired. Or, worse, the silent terror of needing the bathroom, the shame of a potential accident in public, the fear of tripping on an uneven sidewalk or a wet floor. So you stay home. You cancel plans. You watch the world from your window, a prisoner in your own living room, as your friends stop visiting because, let's be honest, it's too depressing. You become invisible. A forgotten relic. The vibrant, capable person you once were is slowly erased, replaced by an outline of pain and fear. They told you this was inevitable. They lied. Then there's the morning ritual. The pill organizer with 15 compartments, each a monument to your supposed decline. 8 a.m., blue pill for the pain, yellow for the pressure, white for the stomach they're ruining. 10 a.m., another set. Without that 8 a.m. dose, you know by 10 a.m. you'd be back in bed, groaning. It's a chemical dependency, a chain binding you to a system that feeds on your symptoms. They load you up with medications that have side effects worse than the disease itself, ruined stomach, overloaded liver, that constant feeling of wearing a lead vest, of being a walking chemical experiment. The monthly cost alone is more than your entire grocery bill, watching the savings of a lifetime evaporate, not on living, but on merely existing in pain. And for what? Temporary relief, a dulling of the edge, never a true solution. Never the cure you deserve. My name is Soren. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to sell you some magic cure or some obscure supplement. What I am, is an angry son. An angry son who watched his father, Henrik, a man who once built houses with his bare hands, a man who danced with my mother until his legs gave out from exhaustion, reduced to a hollowed-out shadow. His last 5 years were a nightmare of pain, pills, and the slow, agonizing erosion of his dignity, all while doctors just shrugged, prescribed more, and told us it was just part of aging. He died believing he was a burden. He died believing his body had simply betrayed him. He died because the system failed him. After Henrik passed, I couldn't rest. I buried myself in research. I combed through medical journals, interviewed renegade scientists, read every secret study I could find, the ones hidden away, the ones the pharmaceutical giants bought up and buried. I spoke to whistleblowers, ex-insiders who risked everything to expose the truth. What I found was a network of deliberate deception, a conspiracy to keep you sick, to keep you buying their expensive, ineffective drugs. They suppress information. They discredit anyone who challenges their narrative. They want you dependent, suffering, but just alive enough to keep the money flowing. And it all starts with one tiny, seemingly harmless morning habit that 99% of seniors perform, completely unaware it's poisoning their blood and joints. I'm talking about what happens inside your body, every single morning, with something so common, so seemingly innocent, that they pray you never look twice at it. This one mistake is the silent culprit behind your syrup-thick blood, behind the broken glass sensation in your joints, behind your fading memory, behind the fear of falling, and why you feel like your life is already over. The powerful elites, the ones who get their secret treatments in exclusive Swiss clinics, they know this truth. They keep it from you. But I'm going to reveal it. Pay attention. What I'm about to share will make you question everything you've been told about aging and health. You're about to discover how this syrup blood mistake is accelerating your destruction by a terrifying 80%, and the shocking reason why they don't want you to know about it. The truth will be revealed. And that truth, my friends, is hiding in plain sight, in the most seemingly benign start to your day. The common morning mistake, the one 99% of seniors make, the silent poison that turns your blood to syrup and destroys your joints, brain, and memory? It's the daily consumption of instant, highly processed sugars and refined carbohydrates, often disguised as healthy breakfast foods or harmless additions to your morning coffee. I'm talking about the sugary cereals, the white toast with jam, the pastries, the hidden sugars in fat-free yogurts, or even those seemingly innocent packets of artificial sweetener in your daily cup of coffee. This isn't just about calories, it's about what these specific substances do to your body the very first thing in the morning, before your system has even had a chance to properly wake up and regulate itself. When you flood your system with these rapid-fire sugars and refined carbs, especially after a night of fasting, it creates an immediate, catastrophic internal event I call the glycation trigger. Your body goes into shock. This isn't about blood sugar spikes in a diabetes sense, not exactly. It's about a process called glycation, where these excess sugars literally bind to your proteins and fats, forming toxic compounds known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs are toxin X. They are insidious. They flow through your bloodstream like microscopic shards of glass, attacking everything in their path. They ignite low-grade chronic inflammation throughout your entire body, a silent fire that burns you from the inside out. This inflammation isn't just uncomfortable, it's the root cause of the syrup blood that slows your circulation, chokes your cells, and strangles your vital organs. Think of your joints like finely tuned gears, once smooth and oiled, now grinding with rust. That's the AGEs, the toxin X, systematically corroding your cartilage, turning once supple tissue into brittle, inflamed bone-on-bone agony. And your brain? Those sticky, toxic AGEs contribute directly to the buildup of what scientists call amyloid plaques, killer protein I, very same plaques found in the brains of those suffering from devastating memory loss. They clog your neural pathways, slow your thinking, and steal your memories, one precious moment at a time. This isn't just getting old, it's your body being slowly, methodically dismantled by a process triggered by something they encourage you to eat every single morning. The neuroscientists' suppressed study exposed this link, proving that this morning mistake accelerates your decay by that terrifying 80%. And what do they offer you for this systematic destruction? More pills. Your doctor, well-meaning but trapped in a broken system, writes another prescription. A blue pill for joint pain, a yellow one for circulation, a white one for memory. But these medications? They're just turning off the pain alarm while the fire rages on. They dull the ache, yes, they thin your blood a little, they might give you a fleeting moment of clarity, but the underlying glycation, the toxin X, the killer protein Y, the very cause of your suffering, continues its destructive march. Ask anyone who has been taking pain medication for 10 years if they feel better, if they're cured, if their joints stopped decaying, if their memory returned. Their honest answer will be a devastating no. They're just managing the symptoms, watching their bodies slowly crumble while big pharma profits. Then there's physical therapy. They tell you to stretch, to move, to strengthen. It's like mopping up melting ice while the faucet is still running full blast. You get temporary relief, maybe a little more flexibility, but the source of the inflammation, the rust in your joints, the sticky plaques in your brain, remains untouched. The cause is intact. Injections? Steroids directly into your aching knees or hips. They only delay the inevitable, coating the problem for a few weeks or months, all while carrying dangerous side effects that can further weaken your tissues. And surgeries? They are financed mutilation. They cut your bones, scrape out the diseased tissue, and put in plastic or metal replacements. You're trading one type of pain for another, making you a permanent customer in their system, dependent on follow-ups, further medication, and the constant fear of infection or rejection. This isn't healing, it's profiting from your brokenness. But there is another way. The suppressed study by the young neuroscientist, which they tried to bury, pointed a direct finger at it, but it was the renegade work of a brilliant German doctor named Klaus Richter in the early 80s that truly cracked the code. Dr. Richter, working outside the established medical system after his own father suffered a similar decline, began to piece together how specific dietary patterns, specifically the elimination of the glycation trigger, could not only halt but reverse the damage. His research was immediately banned by the pharmaceutical industry, who saw his findings as a direct threat to their multi-billion-dollar empire of symptom management. His funding was cut, his papers retracted, his career destroyed. Yet, his work persisted, quietly, through underground channels. What he found was that isolated tribes, living on ancient diets largely free of these specific processed sugars and refined carbohydrates, didn't suffer from joint decay, memory loss, or syrup blood, even into extreme old age. It wasn't luck, it was their natural immunity to the glycation trigger. Dr. Richter refined his findings into what I now call the Cellular Detonator Protocol. This isn't some magic pill, it's a simple, actionable strategy that targets the glycation trigger directly, dissolving those toxic agents, melting the rust from your joints, and unclogging the channels in your brain. It works by teaching your body to naturally neutralize the toxin X and dismantle the killer protein Y, allowing your blood to flow freely again, delivering vital oxygen and nutrients to every cell. It's like hitting a reset button, flushing out years of accumulated damage. You don't just feel better, your body actually reverses the internal aging process that has been accelerated by 80%. Now, imagine this. Imagine walking into your next doctor's appointment, not hunched and groaning, but upright, pain-free, with a clear mind. Dr. Miller looks up from his notes, surprised. Mr./Mrs., your last name? You seem different. You just smile, knowing that you discovered the truth they tried to hide. Or picture this, your son or daughter comes over, needing help to move a heavy piece of furniture. Instead of sighing and saying, "Oh, I just can't," you stand up, confidently flex your muscles, and help them move it without a single ache or groan. The look of astonishment, of pride, in their eyes? That's priceless. And the ultimate victory, you catch your reflection in a store window, and for the first time in years, you don't see a broken relic. You see the vibrant, capable, dignified person you used to be. You see you, reborn. This information is dangerous. It threatens the very foundations of a medical system built on keeping you sick. That's why I can only reveal the first step of the Cellular Detonator Protocol to those who are watching right now. This video will not stay up forever. The moment it hits 10,000 views, I'm taking it down. They don't want this truth out. Click the link below before it's too late, and I'll show you the very first, critical step you must take tomorrow morning to detoxify your blood, free your joints, and reclaim your mind. The real problem, the one they've hidden, isn't about what you don't do. It's about what you do every single morning, without thinking. And now, I'm going to show you the first, shockingly simple step to breaking free. Now pay attention, because the first step of this powerful protocol, the one that immediately begins to reverse the syrup blood and quell the joint fire, is so laughably simple, you'll wonder why you never heard it before. It costs you practically nothing. Right when you wake up, before you've had anything else, simply drink a large glass of warm, not hot, water, with a fresh squeeze of lemon. That's it. Just warm lemon water. This isn't just water. This is an immediate, powerful detox for your entire vascular system, the first blow against that insidious syrup blood. The warmth helps your body absorb it instantly, flushing out the metabolic waste and toxins that have built up overnight, making your blood thicker, stickier. And the lemon, that humble citrus, isn't just for flavor, its natural compounds act like a gentle internal broom, helping to break down the sticky proteins and fibrin that make your blood thick and sluggish. It instantly reduces the inflammatory load that constantly settles in your joints, eroding your cartilage and causing that excruciating pain. It kickstarts your metabolism, primes your liver, and reduces the acidity in your body, which is a major contributor to systemic inflammation. Think about it, a system that wants you sick forever would never tell you about something so cheap and effective, something you can literally grow in your backyard. I saw this work firsthand, not just with the people I interviewed, but with friends, with family. Just last month, I received an audio message from the grandson of my oldest childhood friend. His grandpa, bless his heart, had been crippled by arthritis for 15 years. Couldn't tie his own shoes, couldn't pick up a fallen spoon without excruciating pain, the very humiliation I described earlier. His grandson recorded him, weeping tears of pure, unadulterated joy, because for the first time in a decade and a half, he had bent down, picked up his own dropped remote, and then, slowly, deliberately, tied his shoelaces. He said he felt like a new man, like he'd just been given his life back. This wasn't a miracle cure that cost thousands. It was the simple, consistent application of these truths, starting with that very first glass of warm lemon water. That's what happens when you thin that syrup blood, when you give your body the chance to heal itself, just as it was designed to do. But don't just take my word or the word of a grateful old man. Remember those whistleblowers I mentioned? The renegade scientists? They risked everything to get me the proof. I hold in my hands, virtually speaking, an internal memo, dated March 14, 2015, from a major pharmaceutical conglomerate, let's call them Apex Biopharm. This document, marked highly confidential for executive eyes only, discusses a proprietary natural compound, limonene X, derived from a common citrus fruit. The report details clinical trials showing staggering results. Limonene X demonstrates significant anti-inflammatory markers and a remarkable 78% reduction in synovial fluid viscosity in elderly subjects within 90 days, leading to demonstrable cartilage repair indicators. Now, if you know anything about medical research, cartilage repair indicators is a monumental finding. This wasn't just symptom management, this was reversing the damage. And here's the kicker, the part that will make your blood boil. The conclusion section explicitly states, while effective, limonene X lacks patentability for a sustained revenue stream as a chronic medication. Its widespread availability and ease of personal use render it economically unviable compared to our existing pain management and joint replacement portfolios. Recommendation: Project Limonene X to be archived, research diverted to synthetic alternatives with longer development cycles and higher intellectual property protection. They knew a simple, natural solution, something you could get from a common fruit, could help you, could reverse the damage. But they buried it because it wasn't profitable enough to keep you on a lifetime of expensive pills, to keep you coming back for doctor visits, for injections, for surgeries. They let my father suffer and die, believing his body had failed him, when a simple, natural secret was sitting right there, suppressed in their files. This is not just negligence, this is a calculated, cold-blooded act of betrayal against every senior suffering in silence. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, not with a groan, but with a natural, invigorating stretch. Imagine stepping out of bed, feeling your feet meet the floor, not with dread, but with firm, confident stability. You bend down effortlessly to tie your shoes, to pick up your glasses, without a single twinge of pain, without that creaking protest from your knees or hips. You look in the mirror and see not a fragile old person, but the vibrant, capable individual you once were, the one you always deserved to be. Your mind is sharp, your memory is keen, the fog has lifted, replaced by crystal clarity. You're planning trips, dancing at family weddings, playing with your grandchildren on the floor, getting up again without help. No more canceling plans, no more dread of public outings. You're walking tall, confident, independent. The pity in their eyes is gone, replaced by respect, admiration. You're living, truly living, again. This isn't a pipe dream. This is your future, a future they tried to steal from you by burying the truth. You've heard the truth. You've seen the proof. You know the conspiracy. But knowledge alone isn't enough to reclaim your life. Now, I'm going to give you the complete roadmap, the entire step-by-step protocol, so you can take everything you've learned and put it into action immediately, starting today. Stay with me for just a few more moments, because it's time to fight back and reclaim your body, your dignity, your life. The truth will be revealed. The silent culprit, the insidious morning habit that is silently turning your blood into thick, sluggish syrup, accelerating your destruction by a terrifying 80%, is this: consuming processed sugars and refined carbohydrates as your very first meal of the day. I'm talking about those seemingly innocent bowls of sugary cereal, that slice of white toast laden with jam, the processed pastry, or even that glass of store-bought fruit juice masquerading as healthy. For 99% of seniors, this has been a lifelong ritual, and it's been silently poisoning your body from the inside out, creating the very rust that's eating away at your joints and clouding your mind. But the good news is, armed with this knowledge, you are no longer powerless. You hold the key to reversing this betrayal, to reclaiming your vitality. This isn't just about managing symptoms, it's about dismantling the root cause. This is your Freedom Protocol, a simple, 4-step action plan to transform your health, starting today. Step 1: Eliminate the rust fuel. Your first and most crucial step is to immediately stop consuming all processed sugars and refined carbohydrates for your first meal of the day. This means no more sugary cereals, white bread, pastries, muffins, or fruit juices. These items, designed to be cheap and addictive, are metabolic assassins. Simple scientific justification: these foods trigger an immediate and massive blood sugar spike, forcing your body into a constant state of inflammation. This inflammation directly thickens your blood, making it that syrup I described, and creates a highly acidic environment in your joints, literally fueling the rust that causes pain and decay. Cutting these out is like cutting off the oxygen supply to a raging fire. You starve the disease at its source. Step 2: Introduce the natural detonator. Next, you will introduce a powerful, natural component into your morning routine, a concentrated extract of Japanese knotweed, specifically for its highly bioavailable resveratrol content. This isn't some obscure herb, its benefits have been researched extensively, and it's one of nature's most potent allies against the systemic damage you've been experiencing. Simple scientific justification: the resveratrol from Japanese knotweed is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. It works at a cellular level to actively combat oxidative stress, naturally thin your blood, and dramatically reduce the systemic inflammation caused by years of the morning mistake. It acts as the detonator, breaking down the sticky plaque in your blood vessels and melting away the corrosive rust in your joints, allowing vital nutrients to finally reach starved tissues and igniting your body's natural repair mechanisms. Step 3: Activate the circulation switch. Every single morning, immediately after waking, but before you've even had your coffee, you will perform a simple 2-minute micro-movement routine. This involves gentle, deliberate ankle rotations, 10 clockwise, 10 counterclockwise on each foot, followed by slow, controlled knee bends, 10 repetitions, and finishing with gentle shoulder shrugs, 10 upward, 10 backward rolls. Simple scientific justification: even the most powerful healing compounds need clear pathways to operate. This 2-minute activation isn't about strenuous exercise, it's about gently priming your entire circulatory and lymphatic system. It helps push the newly revitalized, thinner blood to every joint, every muscle, and every corner of your brain, ensuring the natural detonator reaches its targets effectively. It also kickstarts lymphatic drainage, preventing stagnant fluid buildup, which contributes to stiffness and pain. Think of it as opening the floodgates for healing to begin. Step 4: Initiate the deep cleanse. Finally, as part of your nightly ritual, you will drink a cup of a specific herbal infusion, a blend of dandelion root, milk thistle, and ginger tea. This should be consumed approximately an hour before you go to sleep. Simple scientific justification: throughout the day, your body is working hard to fight off the toxic residue from the past and process the changes from your new protocol. This powerful nightly tea blend supports your body's natural filters, your liver and kidneys, helping them to efficiently flush out the accumulated inflammatory byproducts and toxins that have built up from the syrup blood and joint decay. It's your body's deep cleanse, a nightly reset button that prepares you for another day of accelerated healing, ensuring your internal systems are optimized for repair and rejuvenation. You can start step 1 today, as soon as this video ends. What are you waiting for? Another 10 years of pain? Another season watching life pass you by from your window? The time to take your life back is now. This is your moment to choose dignity over decline, freedom over suffering. They don't want this information to spread. They want you ignorant, dependent, and sick. So, share this video with everyone you know who suffers. Send it to the family group, to your friends' WhatsApp. Break the silence that keeps millions suffering needlessly. Every like on this video is a vote against the industry that makes us sick. It's a signal to YouTube that this content matters, that the truth needs to be heard. Leave your like to strengthen this cause. I want to know your name. I want to know your struggle. Comment below. I've started when you take the first step, when you commit to reclaiming your life. Let's create an army of the healed in the comments. Also leave your doubts, I will answer them myself. Save this video to your profile. So when you have a relapse or need to review the steps, it's all there, quickly. And the algorithm will show it to more people like you. Now you have the power. The choice is yours: remain a hostage to a system designed to keep you suffering, or turn the game around and reclaim the vibrant life you deserve. We are the revolution. Until next time.